from bright and diverse voices, embodied-centered practice. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. It tells them this content is valuable, and then they'll show it to more people. The following session is not a substitute for, nor does it replace professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have any concerns or questions about your health, please always consult your physician. We're very happy to have you at Sound Passage. Use your voice to find your voice. This is session 3 of 4, entitled The Ups and Downs of Sound. And it's my really great pleasure to introduce you to our presenter. Kelly Vogel is a singer, songwriter, and pianist who created Sound Passage, a practice that uses the voice and vagus nerve as a vehicle for embodied self-exploration, growth, and self-regulation. Kelly is a faculty member at Smith College and has been a higher ed educator for over 20 years with a master's degree in literature. She's pursuing a doctorate in education, exploring how trauma-informed pedagogy in higher ed can integrate vocal practices for greater effectiveness and equity. Kelly lives in East Hampton, Mass, with her husband, daughter, and dog, and is frequently found humming and singing in the woods near her home. Kelly, we're so happy to have you. Thank you. Take it away.
Thank you so much. It is such a great honor to be here. I am enjoying my time with TRF greatly. I wanted to add one more thing about sound practice, which is that it is a wellness practice that uses the voice to help you self-regulate and find calm. And it does that by activating the vagus nerve, which connects to the larynx, the middle ear, the chest and lungs, and the gut. And when we hum and make other similar sounds, we calm and soothe the vagus nerve. And this creates a positive state of relaxation and social engagement. So we will begin with a grounding activity, just kind of getting ourselves settled in this space as we come together from across the globe. So I invite you to sit comfortably if you're not already. Just feeling your sits bones on the seat. You're welcome to close your eyes or have them half-masked or open. I often like to close my eyes for a grounding practice. I invite you to have your back comfortably tall and just gently relaxed. And then just take a moment to breathe in through the nose, and out through the mouth. No need to make any sounds at this moment unless you are wanting to do so. And just feel your sits bones on the seat. If your feet are touching the floor, just feel them below you. Feel those points of contact and any other points of contact that might be on the floor. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale again through the mouth. Let your attention wander to your toes, to your feet, your ankles, to your calf muscles and your knees, to your thighs, and your pelvis. Just noticing what with attention, what is arising for you today. Continuing to let your attention wander up the spine, into the belly. Continuing your attention up the spine to your chest. The belly and the chest are places of great resonance. And your back and your spine also plays an essential role in the way the voice is produced. Letting your attention wander up to the neck and the mouth, the jaw, cheeks, eyes, all the way to the tip of your head. I'm just feeling this dynamic experience of being rooted by gravity and also held upright in place. Thanking yourself for setting this time aside. Letting the oxygen nourish every cell in your body. And when you feel ready, open the eyes if they're not open already. And because the breath is the foundation of life and it is the foundation of our vocal practice, we begin with the breath. And I invite you to put your hand on your chest and just breathe in gently, feeling the chest rise and fall, however it rises and falls naturally. This is the first aspect of the breath. In sound passage, I call attention to the 3-part breath. The chest is the first part, and it tends to be where we hold our breath when we're feeling a little more anxious. It's a place where our breath can feel somewhat shallow. But of course, this is a place where many of us hold our breath. And now I invite you to put your hands on your ribs and breathe in to the chest and to the ribs now. Seeing if you can feel the rib cage expand. And then exhaling through the mouth. Again, breathing in through the nose. Feeling the air come into the chest and the ribs. Letting that breath deepen just a little bit. One more in through the nose. The chest and ribs. Expanding for greater support and volume. Breathing out through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Many practices will invite you to breathe out through the mouth. And in this practice, I invite you to breathe out through the mouth because we are sounding. Now I invite you to put your hands on your belly and imagine that there is a balloon in the belly, expanding. Exhaling with sound if that feels comfortable. And feeling the belly relax. Breathing in again. Feeling the air come into the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Just noticing with attention any expansiveness. And this is not necessarily is not an invitation to judge, right? Because breathing through the belly is a practice. Bringing the breath to the rib cage is also a practice. So this is something we are mindful of, but if it doesn't feel like you're getting a full deep belly breath, then that's okay. Wherever you are right now is completely okay. Now I invite you to bring your hands to the cheeks, and we'll take a moment to do a very short face massage. This is something I do at the beginning of every sound passage practice because we hold so much tension in our jaw that to spend a few moments just massaging the jaw ever so gently can have wonderful benefits to the way our sound is produced. So I invite you to take your middle finger and your pointer finger and put it just below the ear on the jaw muscle. This is the masseter muscle. And do that on both sides. And just make tiny, tiny little circular motions, pressing in just a little bit, just enough so that you feel a release. And there are connections between the jaw and the pelvis through the fascia. And so there are many residual effects of massaging the jaw. So I invite you to just move your fingers down slowly. In the interest of time, I'm going a little more quickly than I might normally, but I wanted to introduce to you this very simple but wonderful practice. This is something you can do right when you wake up, something you can do between Zoom sessions. If you have a lot of Zoom sessions, you can just do it whenever you are interested in doing this. And it might feel right. Okay. About 5 more seconds. Just a little bit massage, or even just push into the cheeks a little bit. Not too hard. Feel free to just let any exhales that want to come out just arise naturally. So here I invite you to put your hands right on your cheeks. Breathe in through the nose and exhale gently on a just an ah. Maybe you're greeting the day. Maybe it's the end of your day and you're just releasing anything you don't need from the day. Let it be a release and a relief. In through the nose, filling up the chest, ribs and belly, and exhaling. Your hands on the back of your neck too, if that feels good. In through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Just a gentle relief and release. And then I invite you again to put your hand on your chest. And let's come back to the 3-part breath. In through the nose, breathing into the chest, the ribs and the belly. Exhaling on a ha. One more. Ah. Today's program is called the ups the ups and downs of sound. And this is to remind us that we can move through the ups and downs of sound as we move through the ups and downs of life, giving the feelings that are wonderful and less than wonderful a place to go and to greet them and to transform them into something more generative, more useful, to fuel us in a positive way. So, with your hand on your chest and continuing to breathe deeply, I invite you to imagine a siren as the sound goes up and down. Ah. Ah. And the sound is on the exhale. So we breathe in and we exhale and breathing in again. Ah. Sound comes in. And down. We're going to add in a little bit of movement here as well. So I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see me better. And actually, I'm going to turn my chair a little bit. Well, let's see. First, we'll do just the head. So let the head come down on the descending sound. Ah, just a gentle release of the head. Breathing in through the nose. And then as you exhale. Again, the head comes down. Just let that be a gentle release there. With any sound, we don't want to push. It should just be like a natural release, an organic exhale. Coming up again. Now, if that feels good to just practice in this particular position, I invite you to do that. If you are seated and are able to bring your torso down, this is another variation. Breathing in through the nose and then gently coming down on the sound. Letting the spine just relax. You don't need to push the spine. And we're really keeping the base of the spine, the lower back, in the same position. We're just bending from the top of the head and then coming back up. Inhaling first. Inhaling again through the nose. Just see if you can just relax into this exhale and this pose. Sometimes we need to just let it out, let our head hang. So be in this pose with attention and non-judgment. And then take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Come back up. We can kind of reset here. Let your spine be comfortably tall, relaxed. Maybe roll your shoulders. Exhale again. I'm going to add one more variation if you're up to it. I realize my camera is adapting with me, so I hope the visuals are okay here as I move. I'll try to move slowly. So I'm coming to standing, and I invite you to let the top of your body bend gently. Let your knees bend if it feels comfortable for you. And you're just coming down a tiny bit. And then we'll come back up to standing. And this time with sound again. So exhaling. Ah. Just let yourself really feel that. If you're sitting, feeling that exhale again. Breathing in through the nose. And then reset as you come back up to this raised position. Again, let your spine be comfortably tall. As I said earlier, the spine is a vital piece in helping us have a free and relaxed voice. The vagus nerve actually moves down the spine. So there is so much involved internally, as you would imagine, but with it, the vagus nerve and the spine that connects to having a free and relaxed voice, which connects to self regulation and co regulation. So we'll do this again. Breathing in through the nose, feeling tall and relaxed back. Exhaling. Just holding it there. Letting yourself feel this. Feel whatever you need to feel. In through the nose again. Just shake out your shoulders. Shake out your spine a little here. I know we only have a few moments left, but I want to introduce actually two other sounds. One is E. So we'll do the uh, descending with an E. 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 And the E and the higher notes tend to resonate in the upper chamber in the head. And another sound that we'll do now, O, resonates more deeply in the lower part of our body. So let's try it on O. Ready? In through the nose. Oh. In through the nose again before we inhale. Sorry, before we go up again. Oh. And just feeling that gentle release. And see if you feel any difference between those. Time goes so fast with you all. I'm coming back to a seated position, and I invite you to put your hand on your chest again. Turkish poet Nazim Hikmet, and I apologize if I'm not saying that right. He calls your heart the jewel on the left side of your chest. So put your hand on the jewel in your chest. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale again. Feel that resonance. One more. And just take a few exhales here on the ha sound as we wrap up. Someone said to me recently that the voice is the acoustic mirror of the soul. This is because we transmit so much of our nervous system through the voice. And so when we do this practice, we regulate and we transmit calm and relaxation to others as well. And it's a practice. So the more we do it, the more calm and nourished and regulated we feel. Please feel free to put any comments in the chat. Love to know how you're feeling, how your body's feeling. I see Mary joining us again.
Mm. I noticed when I was coming up,
Mhm.
it was very hard to be exhaling and make the sound that also goes up on the scale. Is that typical?
Yeah, it's not as easy because your diaphragm is a little more contracted. So it is a little tricky. Um, and yeah, it's a little more subtle. Let's see to do it. Yeah, it is a little tricky. I definitely recognize that. So I appreciate you saying that. It doesn't happen as easily as when we do it from standing down. But even just the subtle process
Yeah.
is an opportunity to kind
Yeah.
of embrace that
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah, that was really wonderful.
Ooh, Janelle says that was great. I was experiencing a little brain fog this morning and felt a big shift toward clarity when adding the E and the O. Oh, that's wonderful. Is Janelle the one who's in Australia?
Australia.
Oh,
Yep.
Newcastle. Yes, right. So it is morning there for you. Oh, good. So I'm happy to help you clear that as you greet your day. The E, as I was saying, is very much a resonator in the head. So you could experiment with other sounds.
Uh,
Um, E, and ah, any of these kind of nasally sounds.
Stephanie said that was wonderful. I feel so much more relaxed.
Oh, good. Good.
Jennifer said relaxed.
Good. Daryl says this was beautiful. Thanks for sharing. Feeling warm all over, connecting all the parts, doing it with the sound was sublime. The ah, e, and o felt centered in the body, like you suggested. Oh, good. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, Daryl. And I invite any and all of you to take any one of these sounds and practice it at any time when you're driving. I sound all the time. You know, I do it in the woods, but I do it when I'm driving, when I'm walking around the house. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, I can see how that's
I
really, really useful.
yeah.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much. This was another great session.
Oh, thanks.
Um, we've really been having fun with this, and we look forward to session 4 next time when the topic is safe sound release. Thanks to our audience. You can find all the past sessions on the TRF website. Just click the TRF Tuesday library under the resources tab, and uh, there's a link that you can find also to give us your feedback. We really love and appreciate your feedback, so feel free. Behind the scenes, working hard to bring you this program, our TRF team members, Pat Murray, Star Muhammad, and Connor McCann. I'm Mary Frangie. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.